Welcome to Catholics Come Home. In this episode, we'll meet a 57-year-old director of Army counterintelligence from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, who had unanswered questions as a cradle Catholic, left the church to explore Eastern religions, agnosticism, atheism, and then returned after 30 years.
Oh, good. So we will get to see somebody who actually became an atheist and then turned back to Christianity. Or is this just an appeal to emotion and this guy lied about his atheism?
Tony, welcome to our home, and more importantly, welcome home to the Catholic faith.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
I always like starting by finding out about your faith background, about your parents' faith, how you were raised, and where you grew up.
Sure. I grew up as a big Irish Catholic family in Pittsburgh. Went to Catholic school through all the...
This is definitely an appeal to emotion. Christians, listen up. If you want to convert us atheists, you have to play our game by our rules, not your game by your rules. That means you have no choice but to use empirical scientific data.
The elementary years at St. Philip's in Crafton, Pennsylvania. Yay, Crafton. When we talk about growing up Catholic, I was it. Older boy for 5 years, discerned the vocation, went through the whole thing. And it's just a great childhood. We traveled together everywhere as a family, visiting, pick a spot. We went all over the East Coast, Northeast and those kinds of things. Just a really great upbringing.
Would you say your parents were pretty devout in their Catholic faith?
Extremely devout, yeah. My dad was an usher for most of his life, I believe, working with and around the Catholic Church. My mom was very devout, prayed daily, and I would catch my dad every now and then kneeling right beside the bed, just like we were taught, saying his prayers at night. So very good role model, just a nice upbringing.
So because those seeds were planted and you discerned a vocation, you remained a strong Catholic forever, right?
Not even close. No, not even close. I had a fatal flaw, Tom. I was a clown, and I was good at it. So I was the kid in second grade that when we're getting ready for the spelling test, and I would ask Sister.
Again, all of his entire story is just an appeal to emotion. They need to stop this. It is basically muddying the waters for those who do convert to Christianity from atheism, and it is making it very hard to tell if atheist to Christian converts are actually being genuine when they say that they converted from atheism to Christianity.
Mr. Jose Marie does spelling count. I was that guy.
Oh, boy.
And that, as you get older and as I started to learn more, sitting on the altar listening to the gospel and the readings and the homily, I would start to question, and I started coming up with some pretty odd questions. But I couldn't ask anybody these questions because I thought they were very embarrassing, especially the way I would ask them. I couldn't go up to my authoritarian father and say, "Dad, Lazarus, he died and then he came back. Did he die again, or is he running an appliance store in Queens?" Those are the kinds of things that you just can't ask. So
those questions are very genuine, and if you were an atheist, it would not be appalling to ask them. It's not wrong to be skeptical or to be somebody who doubts religious ideas. And you shouldn't be embarrassed for asking those questions. I'm deeply sorry. I mean, I know your father is kind of, was authoritarian, but, I mean, it's not wrong to ask questions. So, don't say that it is.
coming back a couple times, and it just didn't work.
So during those times where you're agnostic and then atheist, did you look at other faiths, either Christian or otherwise?
Oh, sure. I was married in the Catholic Church. I met a wonderful Catholic girl up in Massachusetts. I was in the Army at the time, and she was going to church on a regular basis, very strong faith. So I tried coming back to the church with her. We were, as I said, we were married in the church.
You promised to raise your kids Catholic?
I absolutely promised to raise my kids Catholic. But then I fell away because at that point, with all the questions, I started getting jealous because they had something that I didn't have. And so I started to get angry. And when I got angry, I got caustic and I got sarcastic. which made a lot of relationships.
Wow! Now they changed the tone of the music to employ their own appeal to emotions, and they expect us atheists to fall in line. I'm sorry. Like I said before, you have to play our game, not yours. Also, I'm picking up on a straw man fallacy. You might want to fix that. But yeah, I don't get what it is with you Christians who think that you can just use appeals to emotion to change people. I mean, it's been proven psychologically that you cannot use things like appeals to emotions because somebody who has a different belief than you is not going to change just because your emotions says otherwise. I'm sorry.
And so I started to get angry, and when I got angry, I got caustic and I got sarcastic, which made a lot of relationships pretty tough. So I fell away, and I tried, I didn't get into mysticism, but I tried Buddhism for a while, reading Ram Dass, meditating, that whole thing, thinking about naming my kid Sprout, things like that. But fortunately, that didn't last too long. Then I went over and just became an atheist, and as far as I was concerned, God didn't exist, and it was really a sad period.
Now I really don't believe you because you just stated that you practiced meditation as if only atheists practice meditation. Some Christians do practice meditation because it has become secularized, just like yoga has become secularized. Also, ninjutsu and jujutsu are secularized as well, and the United States military practices both of them. So, what are you trying to say here? That all of a sudden, because somebody practices meditation who is a Christian, that they're not necessarily a Christian? No, you need to change that because that's a straw man and is completely bullshit. There are, like I said, a lot of Christians who practice meditation and who practice yoga and who practice jujitsu. Change that.
How long in total were you away from your Catholic faith?
Oh my goodness, more than 30 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Did your kids become Catholic, remain Catholic? What happened with your family during that time when you weren't assuming the role as spiritual head of the household?
Well, so I tried to be...
Come on, man. When are you going to be finished with this bullshit? I mean, all it is nothing but fucking appeals to emotion and all this other crap. Dude, I got shit to do other than this, and I really don't have time to sit back and continue this. Please hurry up. Stop with the emotional appeals.
A sarcastic guy, you have a career that's completely opposite of what I would expect.
Isn't that amazing?
Tell us about that.
So I'm an Army counterintelligence agent. I've been doing this for a little more than almost 25 years now. And now I run a threat analysis center for the Army, where we look for terrorists and spies.
Wow.
That's as unclassified as I can get here.
Is it just like we see on television?
Not even close. No, it's that's fiction. So all of the boring things you don't see on television, that's what we do. All the research, all of the investigation, that kind of thing.
I would think that having that career would cause anybody to pray a little more. Is that a fair statement?
It sure is now,
Yes.
But I didn't have anything to fall back on. So you fall back on your sense of humor, and the old Quincy show, if you remember, years and years and years
Medical
ago,
Examiner,
where
right?
everyone had a great sense of humor. Well, when you have to deal with that kind of thing every day, you get a fairly morbid sense of humor. So that tends to take over. Prayer's a lot better.
Again, another appeal to emotion. All I can say is this. If you don't play our game, we will not convert. And your efforts are basically completely futile, as they haven't converted me, and all your appeals to emotion seem to do is just piss people like me off. So why are you using them? I can only wonder why the old guard thinks that us new atheists are stuck where we are. And the reason is because you Christians haven't changed one bit. However, this has been fun debunking, of course, another EWTN video. So, I've had some fun here. But, again, it just makes me want to facepalm some of these videos. If you like the video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and I think even Google+. At, of course, Pikachu the Atheist. I have a Patreon account, and I post my scripts there whenever I get the chance to do them. So, thank you for watching, and peace out.